Hi, my name's Mary, and I'm going to read to you the true story called The Miracle of Ramshackle Shack Wine by me, Mary Dansak. We needed to know if the bottles of wine out there in that old wooden shack were any good. There's only one way to find out. We grabbed a bottle, hammered the cork in with a nail, and hopped on the back of the gator for a Sunday ride around. Husky cranked the beast, it lurched to a start, and we all headed out to the pastures. Husky took the first swig from the dusty bottle. "Tastes fine, damn it," he yelled. Janie took a swig. "Tastes damn good," she yelled. I took a swig. "Tastes like wine," I yelled. Sarah took a swig. "Gross," she yelled. Sarah, my 16-year-old daughter, had not yet developed a taste for years old, stored outside in a ramshackle shack wine of a mysterious origin. We rode on through the pasture and into the grove of planted pines. The sunshine streamed through the needles in rays and slants, lighting up the ground with dappled light. We slushed across a tiny creek, hollering over the loud gasoline-powered vehicle. "Sure is pretty out here," Husky yelled. "What?" I yelled from the back seat, leaning in. "We need more wine," Janie yelled. Soon we were back at the shack, swapping an empty for a full. Several bottles and a host of miracles later, we were too tippled to appreciate the fact that we weren't stuck in a ditch, down in the creek, or hurtling headfirst into the pond. We continued our afternoon meanders safe and sound by the grace of God, and found ourselves up at the south end of the front pasture. A friendly horse leaned across the fence, watching us curiously, ears twitching back and forth, nostrils aflare, and bright eyes lit. "I want to ride that horse," I yelled. Husky pulled up closer to the barbed wire fence and turned the gator off. The silence fell upon us like manna from heaven. Damn that gasoline engine. "That's Skippy's horse," Husky yelled, not having adjusted for the lack of grinding gears. "He gave it to his wife, but she's plumb scared of it. Isn't that something?" "Well, I'm not scared of it," I said, emboldened by years of experience with horses and possibly several bottles of Ramshackle Shack wine. I easily lifted the top strand of the barbed wire and crawled through the fence, not even ripping the inseam of my Levi's. A master. The horse, a pretty paint, nickered curiously. He stood still while I miraculously hoisted myself onto his back. There had been a day when I could leap up onto a 16-hand horse in multiple fashions: the one-legged toss, the hop to flop, and the mane grab curl, as I called these moves. But those days were long gone. Where I got the strength to mount this horse without a leg up, I'll never know. "Giddy up," I clucked, and the horse obeyed. I gave him a gentle nudge with my heels, and we were off, cantering through the pasture. I felt like a giant, like a Wonder Woman, like an Indian princess, riding around on a pretty paint horse with no saddle, no bridle, the wind in my hair. We made several wide circles through the pasture, swooping around the old water oak, swerving precariously close to the old tin water trough. Using only my legs, I guided the horse back to the fence where Janie, Husky, and Sarah stood drinking from yet another bottle of wine, laughing and shaking their heads. "You're going to hurt tomorrow, old girl," Janie said. "Meh," I said, sliding off the horse and giving him a slap on the rump, which sent him on his way. "It's like riding a bike. No time lost." "Tell it to your legs," Janie laughed. I woke up in the morning in a world of hurt. I couldn't walk. My thighs were on fire. My head pounded from that wine. My throat burned from the yelling. My pride hurt from dragging my daughter Sarah around on the drunken escapade. My arms hurt from the scratches of a million pine needle pricks. I hurt like 100 hells all up and down my body. But when my muddy mind drifted back to riding that horse, I felt strong like a mountain, strong like the tide, strong like a world of wonders. The end. Now, this story is, of course, dedicated to my friend Husky. It is a true story. Husky died a few years ago in his late 90s, completely fulfilling that little quip about, return your body back, all beaten to hell. Every day was an adventure with Husky, and I do miss him. Hope you enjoyed this story.